Hey everybody, let's see. Hey everybody, hi Bob. Bob says hello.
Hey, Bob.
It's a Babaloo. Oh, it's a Dogatoo. Dogatoo? Bob, are you a Dogatoo? Part bucket boy and part Dogatoo. Hi Jocelyn. Mander, I had the Moluccan Mafia on me earlier. All three of them wanted me to pet them at the same time. They don't pet well with my feet, so I don't know how I would do that. Bob. Bob. Sugarbird. Sugar the bird. Hey, watch it. Watch it. Don't grab my ear, you big silly bird. Big silly Cecil. That's my ear. What's with you? Bob, did you mean to do that? Bob in a bucket? See, you just pooped in the bucket. On the side of the bucket, anyway. Hi, Bob. What's up? Tap, tap, tap. Is that your way of saying you want out now that you got in there? Do you want out? Or does Bob want to stay in? You want out? You want out. Okay. All right. That's one way to ask to get out. Tap on the bucket. Poor Bob. It's about as clean as we can get your tail, isn't it, kid? You're lining up over there. There's the Moluccan Mafia back there. Lorelei. Sea salt. Yeah, it's a little windy today, but I have both windshields up. And the house acts as a windshield, so. Hi, Nancy. Yeah, well, we had a problem with the service we were using, so we switched services, and now it's just a lot easier to get online, so we can pop in and do these little things on days when people might be working. Less chance that they're working on a Saturday or a Sunday, so. Good afternoon, Thunderbirding. Jasmine, are you not done chewing up that tarp yet? Lorelei? Bob? Are you disturbing Lorelei? Hmm? What's Bob doing anyway? Babaloo! Babaloo! Baba who? Babaloo. What's up? What's up? That was a string. He has tied it into a neat little bundle. Mr. Cecil. All right, guys. Bob, are you bothering her? Don't bother Lorelei. You be nice to Lorelei, you big monster. Cecil, are you trying to be a vampire bat? What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Cecil, let go. Let go. Cecil. Come here. Hey, Mander. Cecil, that's my face you're pawing at. Well, you're not pawing at, you're footing me because you don't have a paw of it. What's up, Mander? Cecil, if you could give me a little breathing room. He likes to get right in my face, don't you? Hmm? Come on. Can't see you when you're right in my face, silly boy. Hey! All right, come here. Get on my lap. You're not going to rearrange my face. Bucket boy. Hey, bucket boy. Yeah, the sound effects are wind. It's blowing pretty good out there, but the hard part's getting him in and out the door. It's where you have to hold them close and wrap your arms around them and try to face the way the wind is not blowing. But they like getting outside, don't you, Lorelei? Bob, are you adorable? Are you? Yeah, mostly. Hey, Mander. Yeah, for those who don't know it, the Mander has a 90-degree twist to the right side of his pelvis. So he has issues. He's a big bird, but he's more likely to run away. Run away, aren't you? He also needs just a little bit of medicine to keep him from chewing his feathers. Just a tiny bit. He's feather destructive, but not horrible about it like some of the others. Right? And then there's Cecil. There's a Cecil. He's, he's our schizophrenic. No, he's multiple personalities. He can be Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde, or he can be a cuddly teddy bear. He's got a lot of different things he can be. When we first got him, he was nearly catatonic, and no one had ever preened his head, so it was just a bunch of spikes. Hey, big boy. Sugarbird, the one on the right over there, she's got severe feather destructive behavior. You can't tell it by looking at her, but take her medicine away for 24 hours and she probably won't be with us anymore. She has a tendency to tear herself up and have to go to the vet. From here, the nearest vet is an hour and a half away, so I have to be able to suture and take care of any problems. Main thing is to get her medication. Another mutilator right there, that's the Jasmine. The Jasmine, yeah, she likes to sleep in the middle of the day. Hi, Jazz. Although she's been over here for petting earlier. So her main reason for being here is that they said she was aggressive. I haven't seen much of that. She's playful. She runs around a lot. Don't you? She sings a bit, but not aggressive per se. Just a mutilator. She goes after her chest where Sugar doesn't really have a spot. Well, she starts at the junction between her primary and secondary feathers, and then she works her way down. But Snowball, he does his right leg. That's where he starts. Right, Snowball? He's another feather destructive bird. Again, he doesn't look like it. He's on a bit more medicine than usual lately because he started on his leg again, but he's doing fine now. Seems to be. Thank you, Cecil. You missed this time. Usually, Cecil, when he goes to poop on me, he actually succeeds. This time, he got the arm of the chair. He started doing that when I started separating him from his girlfriend. He didn't like that much. Now, get more of these towels out of my pocket. There we go. Cecil bird, little monster. Lorelei, she's feather destructive. Take her medicine away, and usually within a week or two, you have nothing but feathers at the bottom of the cage. So, what are you doing up there, Lucy? She's the only one that doesn't have feathers, missing feathers somewhere. She just, unfortunately, caught her too late. The place that had her hadn't given her up, and they wouldn't give her medication, so she tore out her chest feathers and damaged the follicles. Now they don't come back, but she's got all of her primary and secondary back. Right, Luce? She likes to look at the aviary. Okay, who knocked the towel down? Let's not knock the towel down. Nope, nope, nope. According to the Hitchhiker's Guide of the Universe, everyone should have a towel. They're quiet now, yes. Are you having fun? Yeah, I know you like to do that. You like to go around in circles. Yes, you do. I know you don't like your beak pet. No, he wants to do his circle thing. That's a normal behavior for a male Moluccan cockatoo. It's a display for the females, but the females in here couldn't care less. His aunties. Hello, Leonie. Yeah, unfortunately, the service we were using to do our videos wasn't adequate, so it's kind of hard to set up to do on the weekends, that kind of thing. You can do any more of those? Okay, a couple more. We have had comments saying that there's something wrong with him because it does that. It's amazing how many of them do that, though. So since they since the male Moluccans tend to do that, why would you call that a problem? It's not stereotypic behavior. I mean, he's perfectly happy while he's doing that right now, aren't you? See, he's kind of skittish, but nobody's bothering him, so he's doing his display. See me? I am the great Manderbird. Inside, he has to be brought out by himself because he's afraid of the other birds. That's the difference between being inside and outside. Yeah, they're all of the aunties are making visual comments about his going in circles. Are you doing your display there, little boy? Hmm? Are you done? Are you done doing your display? What do you want? Bob, don't look at him. It'll just scare him by looking at him. Come here. He gets nervous when you look at him. He thinks he's on the wrong block in Compton or something when you do that. Try not try not to fall there, big boy. I know. I know. You don't have the best sense of balance. I know. And Bob has been trying to prolapse for about 12 years. He's on he actually, because of him, all the birds are on kind of a similar diet to him. He eats more liquid mash with more liquid in it. But I designed the mash around his problem. Uh, Sugar was pre-prolapse too. She's not. You can tell that when they start grunting, when they go to the bathroom and they start going. That means they're not using the normal peristaltic movement of the colon. Instead, they're using the muscles of their stomach to press their poop out. Eventually, that would press everything to the outside. So, Bob, yeah, he has to be cleaned up constantly, but at least he hasn't prolapsed. So that's prolapsing is not a good thing. I understand there's a new surgery for it now. I've only heard a little bit about it, but there is a new surgery developed on the west coast and up in the North Pacific area of the United States. Up to this point, Dr. Jenkins' surgery, where basically you tie the insides up to the ribs, and that lasts for 2 to 3 years, and after that, it's all over. So, but we're lucky. Diet on the suggestion of Dr. Jenkins, putting him on a different diet has really helped. So, yep, there's 12 birds. The ones you don't see, Romeo, he's an umbrella cockatoo who is afraid of his own shadow. And the reason for that is somebody had the wonderful idea that they were too lazy. And I don't believe in trimming birds' wings anyway, but they were too lazy to do that. So they had the vet kill the follicles of two primary feathers on each side. So he can't grow them. And now he's not balanced at all. He has trouble moving around without falling a bit. Vets like any vet that would do that actually should be put in a solitary confinement in some prison and left there. and fed gruel the rest of their life. That was a horrible thing to do. But so he's not out here. And then Kazi's just too aggressive. She has to come out in a separate group. And yeah, she was left alone with one other bird for 12 years. So, basically that's all she ever did. And they didn't have toys, so they chewed each other up. So she's got issues. She comes out every day. What, Bob? You gonna tap my shoulder? Okay, what do you want? Petting? What do you want? Want to be petted? Is that what you want? A little attention? Huh? Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. Kisses? Kisses? Oh, good boy. Good Babaloo kisses. And then Pippa, she's another one of these sulfur cresteds. She's a Triton. And once we get into the season of good weather to be outside, I can slowly start sneaking her in here. But at the moment, she's too aggressive for it. Not aggressive to me at all. If you were a woman and tried to pick her up, you might lose an arm or eyes or something. But she seems to be okay with most men, and she's definitely okay with me. I can stick my fingers through the bars of her cage. Not a problem, but she was another feather destructive behavior bird. She's beautiful now. Because of the protocol that Dr. Jenkins got us on for dealing with it. So none of these birds would be good to go to anyone, because the average American especially isn't geared up for giving medication, and they don't even understand the necessity of it. They think that they can shower a bird with love. Oh, if you give it a whole bunch of love, everything will be fine. You try that with sugar, and she'll be dead in 2 days. She needs her meds. So, what are you doing? Hey, you don't need to eat my shoes. I know it's fun. You guys like that, but let's not do it. No, I'm going to eat my shoes. No. Yes, she was. She was okay. Mander gave her a little trouble. Babaloo did his usual thing where he stares people down, but yeah, she did well. She's one of only 2 people I know that have. Hey, stop it! That's my shoe. My shoe, you silly bird. I know. It doesn't seem like it should be real, but it's a shoe. Yeah, she did well. The only other one, my former mother-in-law, she could walk right into this aviary and get along with everybody. She's got the gift of dealing with birds, that's for sure. One time, Bob nipped one of her toes. She had left a pair of shoes on, sandals or something. I can't remember what it was, but she left, and Bob nipped one of her toes, and she was only concerned that Bob might get some of that blood in his beak. That was the only thing she was concerned about. So that's what a real bird person is like, Hmm? We were doing I was at all right, Bob, stop it. No. Back when we were still doing adoptions, I was at an adoption event, and there were dogs, cats, birds, the whole thing going on. And one lady who was with a bird, she was with a dog rescue at the time, but she also worked for a bird rescue at the same. She also worked for. Stop it! Leave my shoes alone. I can't talk with you doing that. Cut it out, Bob. He's in a playful mood. Stop it! I'll put you in a bucket. You gonna go in the bucket? You gonna go in the bucket? But we were doing that scene from Jaws where showing our wounds, and this is where I got bit this, and this is where I got bit on the ear. And she showed this line she had on her lower lip where she'd been taking care of an abused Moluccan male Moluccan, and she was sick. She had a bad cold. She fell asleep, and when she woke up, the bird had split her lip halfway down, to her chin, and she just took some super glue and super glued it together. And her comment was, that Moluccan, I trust him to do anything now. It didn't take her long to win his trust, and once you've got their trust, you can do almost anything with him, right, Bob? Bob. Yeah. When I wash him, I flip him upside down. I spray him with a special soap, and then I flip him upside down and put him under the faucet. And almost every bird here, with the exception of Romeo, can get flipped over. And I try not to do it to that big guy up there because of his pelvis. But yes, Bob is a good bird. Bob's a good bird. What are you doing up there? Flashing your tail, little girl? Lucy? Yeah, they're all trained in the veterinary behaviors. That's the most important thing. When you go to the vet, you don't want them scared, and you don't want the vet to have to towel them and force them to do things. So if you train them to be able to handle manipulation, so you can teach them to put their wings out, and you can teach them to open their beak so that the doc can can look inside to make sure everything's okay down their throat, and teach them that it's okay to manipulate their head and look in their eyes and run your hands. Yeah, when you teach them so that you can touch them everywhere, but you got to be careful with that too, because you can get them stimulated the wrong way. So you have to make sure you don't do it for too long, which would be like 30 seconds is about it. So, right, Bob? Right, Bob? Oh, did you con him into that? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stop you. Okay. I look away. He was preening her, and I pointed at the camera, and he stopped preening her. Now he's back to it. So I don't want to. I don't want to mess up Sugar's work getting him to preen her. So yeah, they live a long life. That's for sure. I was talking to Dr. Jenkins. We used to be in our main location was in San Diego. And I was talking to Dr. Jenkins when this is when Sugar was Sugar. This is when Peaches was. We were just finding out that she had a lethal disease, but I had mentioned something about how most of the birds I have are a lot more cuddly than Peaches, and he said that's really too bad. He says if they weren't cuddly, then people wouldn't want them. Stop it, Bob! You're going to go in the bucket. Leave my shoes alone. What's with you and my shoes? What is it? What is it, Bob? 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 Come here. Come here. Step up. Oh, you don't want to step up, huh? Out here, they're not required to step up unless I say it in a certain tone of voice. I have to say, hey, you stop going after my shoes. No. He's having fun. He's enjoying messing with me. So this is the kind of thing he does to other people, and then he scares the heck out of them, and they don't trust him. But you can take that bird I take him to the Renaissance fairs, and he'll let children pet him, and he doesn't hurt anybody. If you tried to hit me or something, you'd be in trouble. Stop it. No. Yeah, I know what you're trying to do. Distract me and then go after my shoes. I know the game. Yes, Babaloo's game. Hi,
Hello?
Buktiasha. Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. I tried it before with having the micro on, but I didn't get any response, so I turned it off for a while.
I was wondering why you were so quiet.
Yeah, well, I was more talkative in the chat.
Ah,
I guess Babalu is about that a little bit upset. Somebody is faking him.
I don't know. He's trying to do that scene from Julius Caesar by Shakespeare with the cobbler.
Hmm.
One of my favorite scenes where a cobbler, somebody who makes shoes, is arguing with somebody in the military, is trying to get him to move along. He says, "What do you do? I, I mend souls."
The Bob.
He is a good bird, but he's got mischief on his mind now.
Mhm. Bob.
Bob, Babaloo.
Hmm. Yeah, we have a couple of people in the chat. We have Jocelyn Trickle here, Thunderbing. Leonie is here. And did I forget somebody? Buktia Shah has come in. So hello, everybody.
Bob, you can say hello. Hello. Hello, Bob. How about kisses, Bob? You do kisses?
Leonie just told us that she lives in Australia and also feeds silver-crested cockatoos, galas, and lorikeets. Wild ones.
I When I was in San Diego, I used to go to the wild animal park, and I just did the walk, an hour and a half, 5 mile walk in an hour and a half. That was back when I only had six birds, so I was only gone a short time. So I was gone for 2 hours, but that was my little lunchtime trip, and I'd always stop at the lorikeets because they'd give them this golden nectar, and then these people would stand around under the trees, feed the birds that stuff, and then wonder why they were getting these golden showers from above.
Yeah.
So I used to love that. That was I actually told one of the employees like, "Are you sure you don't want this?" No, I just going to watch people, give it and then get it. And she looked at me and she goes, "You don't?" I go, "Yeah, I go in there to watch people get showered by the little."
Yeah, that's the thing that happens when you feed them that.
Yeah. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, people are just clueless.
Yeah.
They're just clueless.
So we also let's greet Nancy, who is watching from Facebook. So hello to you.
Hi, Nancy.
And of course, to hello to all the others who are watching and are not able to chat or just want to watch the birds in quietness. So happy to have you here today. Beautiful weather.
You have to hold on to your hat today, though. That's The wind is anywhere from 25 to 40 miles an hour. So that's why I have these tarps at the ends because the house blocks part of it, but to keep the birds from having their feathers blown off in here, I had to put these tarps up at the ends. What? What, you two?
Hey,
Hi,
Bob.
Bob.
And welcome, Jem and Jamie.
Welcome, Jam and Jamie.
Sweet Babaloo. He's a gorgeous bird today, so entertaining. I think a lot of people will be happy to see the Babaloo again.
Yeah, and you can always buy some Babalu underwear at our store, our merchandise store. Right, Bob?
I think we have a lot of lovely things from with Babalu on it.
But he's the only one that has underwear, I think.
He is the only one because I think it was GTH back then who asked something about that or joked about that, and I said I will create one. Therefore, we actually have Babalu boxes in our assortment. Oh, Cecil, be careful. Babalu is not KK.
See, so it looks like I got a feather I need to clip. He's got one broken feather there.
Mm-hmm.
You normally don't want to clip them, but when they're hanging loose like that, then you need to because they're just an irritation. You want to let them come out naturally if possible, but in some cases where you just have to trim them. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Is that a Cecil bird? Is that the Cecil bird? It is. Yeah. You say hello. Say hello. 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 Hi, Bob. Bob says,
So we
okay.
have a question from Jamie, who would like to know what's the next step in getting a cockatoo used to someone after behind bars.
Well, uh, the first thing is to get him used to dealing with you through the bars. If you have a bird that doesn't want to come out, that's we call that protected contact. So you want to find out what their favorite treat is by giving them a tray of things to pick, taking it out of their diet, and using that for training. And then what you want to do is walk by the cage and occasionally give them that treat. They only get that treat when they're when they're being trained, and that doesn't necessarily mean on a perch, but at any time when you're training them. And then you want to do the calm aware. You want to get them calm awareness, which is basically you're going to sit in front of them and get them to look at you without taking their vision off of you for a full second. Then you give them a little treat, and then you want to build that up over time, over a month or so, to where you can get up to 30 seconds where they just look at you and don't turn away. And once they're comfortable doing that, they're much more likely to do what you want. To get them out of the cage, you can use a perch sometimes, but you've got to be careful with that too because you know, if they're hi Bob, if they're not used to dealing with people, they may have things they've learned to do which are unnatural, like lunging at you and that kind of thing. The first steps are to get them comfortable with you out while they're in the cage. So I would start with those two things. And then once you get them out of the cage, you're going to use those skills they learned inside the cage to teach them to target, which is basically just to follow your hand. And from there, you can from targeting, you can work to step up and all kinds of other behaviors. Yeah, we don't see too much of the flying free thing around here. There is one lady who lives up in the mountains that flies her macaws free, but she has to deal with people with guns in the neighborhood too, and she's had some trouble there. So, but she does have birds she can fly free, and they come back. Babaloo, do you want out? Do you want out? You do. Okay. You just want up. All right.
I love the Babalu lift up.
Don't go after my shoes. What is with my shoes today?
Well, they are shoes.
Hmm? Is it a really big shoe? Is that what it's all about? Yeah, living in Australia, you get to see them flying free, but there aren't any more big flocks of Moluccans. There are still big flocks of umbrellas. The lesser sulfurs, no. In Australia, you still have big flocks of the greater sulfurs and some of the others, but there are some endangered ones there too, especially after that big fire you guys had. Bob, I'm not reading his mind. I'm just looking. If he's looking at my shoes, I know what he's thinking. So, well, I know what he's going to do. I don't know what he's thinking, but I know what he's going to do. When you take classes in applied behavior analysis, you learn to watch behavior, and then you can guess what the next behavior is going to be based on that. We call that a functional analysis, but functional assessment, and when it works, then you call it a functional analysis. But see, there he is doing that natural behavior again, displaying. Bob, that's not going to work. Cut it out. Come here. Come here. He doesn't like the phone, so he's giving me a little guff about the phone. You want a towel, Babaloo?
Babalu.
He starts tugging at my clothing if he thinks I'm on the phone too long. At
Yeah, I
least,
think he's not happy with you being on the phone on Saturday. He's like, what is Daddy doing the last week? Because since you have this new streaming app, you you were twice more live than usual. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday we discussed, and you were yesterday and today. So just on Tuesday was a pause. Oh, poor Bob.
hey, hey, Bob.
Bob?
Yeah, well, there's people that can't see us at some of the times we normally do it. So now
Yeah,
that we
I think that also have said some people in chat, so that's certainly
hey,
nice too.
cut it
If
out.
you have the time to go a little bit live at other times of the day, so they can have a little insight and see the birdie's life, which is always fun. Oh, he has something red in the beak.
Yeah, he's got a little bead.
Sweetie boy. He's definitely a lively boy.
I
Well, he
think
just wants to play, certainly. Some Babaloo attention, huh, Cecil?
I I think that Sugar's unhappy that he's done, but he preened her for quite a while. Stop it, Bob. Oh yeah, yeah, I know that look.
Oh, yeah, Leonie says it's 7:44 a.m. Sunday here. Yeah, that's quite a time difference. So
Yeah.
with me, why I'm in Europe, and let's see,
Hey,
it's close to 11 o'clock in the evening,
hey,
and at Don's place, it's probably in the afternoon, close to 2 o'clock or something like that.
yeah, it's close to. Hey, close to 2 o'clock. Stop it, Bob. You aren't going to tell me. No, I'm not. But they are loud creatures. So when you go to talk to them, you need to be. If you want them to do something, being loud is the best way to get it. Bob, you're not going to do that either. No, you're not going to bite me on the rear. No. Hi,
Hey,
Bob.
Bob. Oh, I love his girly voice.
Put the towel back up where I need, in case I need it, which is rare, unless I run out of paper and they keep pooping on me. Which isn't by design. They don't mean to do that, except for Cecil. He wants to be in the same cage as Lorelei, and I'm not going to allow any two birds to be in the same cage. So he's unhappy with me about that. Bob Aloo.
Babaloo.
Bob Aloo.
Babaloo. The wind makes you look really good because it's kind of blowing a little in the feathers and gives you a certain movement. Does it make you look wild and mysterious?
He's pretty wild. Aren't you, Bob? Okay, now you've got the focus totally on you, Bob. You've managed to do that. There's other birds here besides the Babaloo, and if you bite me on the rear, I'm not going to be happy. He picked up a toy and laughed at me. That's typical. Well, folks, I've kept Amy here far too long, so we're going to say goodbye for today. But we'll try to come by on Saturday or Sunday and at different times so different people can watch us, right, Bob? And if you can, we would appreciate you being a member. You can join up on YouTube or on Patreon. Patreon is just patreon.com/Chloe Sanctuary. Or just right here on our main page, you can click on the join. But thanks for being here and watching us. And everybody on Facebook and X, thanks for watching. And YouTube, we will see you all later. Bye, Amy.
Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
Science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a non-profit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.